At 7:42 p.m. on a cold weekday evening, Manhattan is glowing. Office towers shimmer in glass reflections. Traffic lights pulse in perfect rhythm. Subway trains slide beneath the streets like clockwork veins carrying millions through the island. 40,000 buildings stand illuminated. Nearly 1.6 million people move through routines powered by a single invisible force: electricity. Then, without warning, the lights go out. Not a flicker, not a slow dim. Gone. The skyline collapses into darkness in less than a second. Elevators freeze between floors. Subway trains grind to a halt inside tunnels. Trading screens on Wall Street go black mid-transaction. Air conditioners fall silent. Wi-Fi routers die quietly. The most electrified island on Earth becomes a shadow, and for a moment there is only confusion. No storm, no explosion, no warning siren, just silence. And the clock begins. At first it feels temporary, an inconvenience. Inside high-rise apartments, televisions shut off mid-sentence. In Midtown, thousands exit office towers into streets that suddenly feel unfamiliar. Traffic signals are dead. Drivers hesitate, unsure who moves first. Horns echo between buildings. Beneath the city, hundreds of subway cars sit motionless, some in stations, others deep inside tunnels. Emergency lights glow dimly overhead, casting long, uneasy shadows. Fire departments respond to elevator rescues across the island. Hospitals switch instantly to backup generators. Financial firms activate emergency systems. Data centers begin consuming stored diesel fuel to keep servers alive. Most people assume power will return within minutes. It always does. Except this time, it doesn't. Within the first few hours, the city's invisible dependencies begin to reveal themselves. Cell phone networks overload as millions attempt to call loved ones or check for updates. Signals weaken. Messages fail to send. ATMs shut down. Credit card machines stop working. Restaurants cannot process payments. In a city that rarely uses cash, paper currency suddenly becomes critical. Bridges leading off Manhattan clog with traffic as commuters attempt to leave the island. Police officers manually direct vehicles through dark intersections. Skyscrapers stand tall but hollow, their glass facades reflecting nothing but darkness. By midnight, the city that never sleeps feels strangely still. Darkness changes psychology. From across the river, the skyline appears erased, a jagged silhouette against faint starlight. In residential towers, residents begin noticing subtle shifts. Water pressure weakens on higher floors because Manhattan's water distribution relies heavily on electric pumps. Above certain heights, gravity alone is not enough. Faucets sputter. Toilets struggle to refill. Refrigerators begin warming. Food slowly edges toward spoilage. Backup generators in many buildings power only emergency lighting and fire systems, not full apartments. Hallways glow faintly, but homes remain dark. Candles appear in windows. Portable radios reemerge from storage drawers. The city feels older, stripped of its digital armor. Morning arrives, but nothing turns back on. The sun rises over a skyline still silent. Wall Street cannot open normally because modern financial systems rely on continuous power and stable digital infrastructure. Backup systems function temporarily, but fuel supplies are finite. Gas stations cannot pump fuel without electricity. Even if tanks are full underground, pumps require power to operate. Ambulances and emergency vehicles begin calculating remaining reserves. Hospitals monitor generator levels carefully, knowing they are designed to operate for days, not indefinitely. Airports reroute flights. Data centers continue humming, but each passing hour burns through diesel stockpiles that must somehow enter a city paralyzed by traffic and infrastructure failure. Manhattan does not store large reserves of food or supplies. It receives them constantly. Delivery trucks feed grocery stores daily. Without functioning logistics networks, shelves empty quickly. Refrigeration fails in small shops. Restaurants discard perishables. Garbage collection halts. Elevators remain frozen, trapping some elderly residents on high floors with limited mobility. The brilliance of Manhattan's efficiency becomes its vulnerability. It was designed for flow, not isolation. By the second night, uncertainty becomes anxiety. Wealthier buildings with robust generators hum softly behind guarded entrances, while older structures sink deeper into darkness. Police increase patrols, not because chaos has fully erupted, but because darkness invites unpredictability. Rumors spread faster than verified information. Social media access is limited. Communication gaps widen. Bottled water disappears from shelves. Battery packs become valuable commodities. Long lines form at any location rumored to have supplies. Water distribution grows increasingly fragile as pumping systems struggle under prolonged outage. Sewage treatment facilities operate under emergency protocols. Infrastructure that normally remains invisible now operates on the brink. Financial losses mount with each hour. Manhattan is not just a borough. It is a financial nerve center with global reach. Billions of dollars in transactions stall or reroute. International markets respond to instability. Insurance models adjust risk exposure. Investors question resilience. Meanwhile, cybersecurity experts investigate whether the outage was mechanical failure, natural disruption, or deliberate attack. In a world where infrastructure is digitized, power grids are prime targets. Restoration is not as simple as flipping a switch. Electrical grids require careful synchronization. Restarting too quickly can overload systems and trigger secondary collapses. Engineers must bring sections online in precise sequence, balancing load and supply like a fragile equation. By the third day, backup fuel supplies approach critical thresholds. Emergency planners prioritize hospitals, communication hubs, and water facilities. Data centers begin shutting down non-essential operations to conserve power. Cloud services reroute traffic to other states, creating strain elsewhere. High-rise residents queue for bottled water distribution. Garbage accumulates. The subway system remains silent. The absence of its constant rumble feels unnatural. Manhattan, optimized for relentless movement, experiences stillness. After 72 hours, systemic fragility becomes undeniable. Modern cities operate on trust. Trust that lights turn on, that water flows, that money moves, that emergency services respond. Electricity underpins that trust. Without it, even the most advanced city reverts to something more primitive. Manhattan would not collapse entirely in 72 hours, but the illusion of invulnerability would. Efficiency removes redundancy. Redundancy creates resilience. And resilience is expensive. Then somewhere beyond the skyline, turbines spin again. Transmission lines hum back to life. One building flickers, then another. Streetlights blink awake in scattered rows. Elevators reset with mechanical sighs. Refrigerators hum. Cell signals strengthen. Across the island, cheers echo from open windows as clusters of light reclaim the darkness. Restoration is uneven. Some neighborhoods wait longer than others. Systems require manual resets. But gradually, Manhattan glows once more. The damage, however, lingers. Spoiled food fills dumpsters. Businesses calculate losses. Missed surgeries and interrupted services leave quiet scars. For 72 hours, the most electrified island on Earth remembered something ancient. Without power, modern certainty dissolves quickly. Electricity is invisible, yet it shapes every assumption of stability we hold. When it disappears, even briefly, the illusion of permanence flickers. The skyline shines again. Subways roar back to life. Markets reopen. Restaurants refill with light and conversation. But somewhere in the memory of those 72 hours remains a quiet realization. The grid that sustains modern civilization is vast, complex, and astonishingly reliable. Yet it is not invincible. And beneath the glow of restored skyscrapers lies an uncomfortable truth. The systems we depend on most are the ones we rarely see until they fail. The lights are back for now,